after it was raining and now the sun's out again.
Some memories I will cherish forever, while some parts were difficult and triggered some uncomfortable feelings. Grabbed her again near like her neck. 4 of them on this one guy on the floor, and I'm like, this is the hood. However, this was Italy 2022. Let's close the chapter. My last morning waking up to a view. It's been nice. I'll see you later, view. Yeah, going home today. I'm very, very, very tired. But the wedding yesterday was absolutely perfect. Goodbye. Bye-bye. So if you want to stow your bags, come here. There's the standard and then there's the maxi size. And yeah, it's hot in here though, so try to sort out your bag at your stay first, probably. And close the locker. Okay, see, this is where everyone comes. There's less graffiti around here. I actually know I've spotted one. How you doing? Okay, so we made it to the Cathedral. Yes, we've come to the #1 tourist spot of Milano. We are tourists. Quite a bit of construction today. Still looks pretty. So yeah, construction there, construction there, construction there. Maybe they're building for that. Okay, so this is definitely the busiest I have seen Milan. Obviously the #1 tourist spot. Ah! Pigeon just flew over me. #1 tourist spot, the cathedral. It's cool. Okay, I'm done being a tourist. Yay! So tired. Do you want to look around? Oh, okay. It's a great way to get people's attention to come to your store. in London, and I just have a few things to say about this Milan trip. The first one is obviously this vlog is a lot shorter than the other vlogs because time was not existent that day. We knew we didn't have much time. We wanted to make sure we were at the airport early. It did mean we literally had about 4 hours that afternoon, so that included trying to get to the storage lockers and also getting back to the storage lockers, and so really we had about 2.5 hours to explore Milan. We weren't able to explore Milan on Tuesday when we arrived because, you know, being late and all the stuff at the airport, and you know, we just stayed in our neighborhood when we arrived and just got settled. And then on Wednesday we went to Lake Como for the day trip, and that evening we didn't get to explore Milan because we were busy looking for the police station. Thursday morning again we went back to the police station. That afternoon it was our friend's wedding. Yeah, I don't really feel like I got to see that much of Milan and explore as much just because of the police station drama. I'm gonna get into that in a second. But yeah, this trip was really short. It went by really quick for me. Overall, this trip was not what I was expecting. For the most part, a good way that it wasn't what I was expecting. For example, can I say this? I wasn't expecting to have as much fun at my friend's wedding just because the previous weddings I've been to, they've just not been fun. Like and I think the realization is it's because I'm never like the invitee, the guest. I'm always like my mom's plus one or whatever. And so this was actually someone I know and I'm very close to, and you know, it was really nice nostalgia hanging out with Jane, who I hadn't seen in ages. Table 10 in general was like such good vibes. We just all got along really well, had so much fun stories to share, and yeah, it was really fun. And then, you know, the whole wedding itself, you know, so cute, so many beautiful moments. I was just like in like cloud nine. And obviously Lake Como as well. I thought I was gonna have a sunny Lake Como trip, but you know, it was a bit cloudy, but it was still really beautiful and still really special, and I'm really glad I went. And even though I was so depressed about it being, you know, cloudy and rainy a bit, it was still a nice experience. I do regret not swimming because I was like, oh, it's kind of cold. I should have just jumped in that lake and just been like, okay, I swam in Lake Como, tick that off my bucket list. But it's fine because it means I'm gonna come back. So yeah, overall, that is the trip in itself. By Friday, I was just like so tired and I was really exhausted, and I was just like really ready to go home. All right, now let's like go back to why this trip wasn't what I was expecting. The main reason was being actually traumatized by a crime that happened that I watched, and it really affected me because it didn't even happen to me. Like I never, especially when things happen to females, I don't think, oh, that can't happen to me. I've learned my lesson the hard way, been humbled, think, oh no, you know, yeah, that's not my, any female is your story, my story, her story is my story, she's me, we are sisters, we are one. And so I feel very connected to the incident because it could have been me so easily. And basically what had happened was, so we've come back from Lake Como, we are in Milano Centrale, and it's not even up to, maybe it's like 7:30ish. It's not dark at all. And we're gonna try to find a ramen shop that I've been craving. So really, really excited. Just imagine the mood. Lake Como, beautiful. Now we've got appetite. I'm like, okay, let's go. What a beautiful day. This day is perfect. Walking down Milano Centrale, and not even past the second crossing, this guy like grabs this woman. So I look back and his mates, like his boys, whatever, they're like pulling him off her, and he's like catcalling still at her. But I was like, okay, that was really weird. That's a very intense way to approach a woman by actually, you know, trying to get her attention and touching her while crossing the street. Like I said, this is a crossing, we're crossing. And so we're walking on still, and I'm not really thinking about it. I'm thinking the person has decided to go get a life and not disturb that lady again. However, we've now reached the second crossing. Once again, we're crossing a road still, and I'm just hearing more catcalling, and I turn back and like he'd obviously followed her. This is all happening really fast, but all of a sudden he's catcalling, and then he's grabbed her again near like her neck area. And so I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Get your hands off her. I screamed this at this mofo, you know, thinking that would get him to get some sense into that people are watching. And so, you know, the lady is, you know, trying to get away from this person grabbing her neck. Yeah, like grabbing her there around that area. And yeah, by the time I finish my sentence, get your hands off of her, he decides to then snatch her necklace. Basically, he left a mark on her, like he scratched her necklace off of her and starts to run away. And I'm just like, wait, what is happening? And by the time I've realized, we were gonna try and run after him for a bit, but we got a piece of the jewelry back, whatever pendant was attached, luckily, but the actual necklace bit, he's got away with that. It was the most like, no, I can't explain how it made me feel, and I was so confused because I know people get catcalled all the time. I've been in my situation myself where I've been followed, and you never really think much of it, and you're just like, oh, hopefully they'll get away when the person says no. And so that's what I thought that incident was at first, but then I was like, okay, robbery. And then I was like, no, this is a robbery. Like, the person not only got assaulted, but they've also been robbed. Like, I'm just like, okay, so why did he steal from her? Did he steal because he got angry at her that she was like no? Or is he a thief in general and this is how he steals? And for me, if you're a thief, why would you let us see your face? Because best believe we're going to go to the police station to try find your ass. Like, it just didn't make sense, because that's what I mean. It wasn't like 5 second or necklace snatch, run away. From all the way that crossing, witnesses have identified you and seen you bug this lady. Then the next crossing, we've seen your face again while you're catcalling her, grabbing her neck, and then you've decided to steal from her. So yeah, I don't understand the situation. It was really weird because it just made me think, okay, it's daylight and he's this aggressive. What is this person thinking? Like, God forbid this was nighttime. It's just so dangerous how some people are. Like, if you're doing this when the sun is out, it's just a bit mad. Second of all, like I said, he's putting his hand on this woman. If you want to steal from me, steal my jewelry, whatever, steal my bag, steal my purse, like, I can replace it. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is my body, my personal space, and if you break that, and so I can't even imagine being like grabbed that way, being scratched and having a mark on you as well. And also, like, not just once but twice, because he grabbed her in the first crossing and then the second crossing again. Like, it's just so intense. And then to also have that theft happen, so a personal belonging has also been stolen, so you also have that. And when I look at, obviously I got a good view of the guy. He's nothing big. I could have taken him. If I knew that's what, I would have grabbed my umbrella and I would have started whacking him. If I knew like it was gonna be this violent, like, I wish I was more of a reactive person. Like, things got to me because I'm so oblivious. Like, if I'm walking on the street, I'm not looking at people. I'm like in my own little world. Like, it gets to me because I wish I could have done more. So that's happened, and it's really just thrown me off about, like my safety in general, and I was really confused as to why this happened. And then I think back to where we were. We were really close to Milano Centrale, and one thing I haven't mentioned yet is that Milano Centrale was actually just in itself quite hoodie. Like, it is quite, when you walk out there, you have groups of guys just loitering, doing absolutely nothing, sitting in front, like bugging people. Like, on our first day on Tuesday, we had people say, oh, do you need help? Do you need help? Like, within this as well, on that following day, that Wednesday, when we're coming back after this incident, we're now trying to find the police because we always saw some police there. We've come back and now we see the police that we'd seen earlier, 4 of them on this one guy on the floor, and he's screaming and he's screaming, and there's like a police van and there's like 5 more coming out, and I'm like, this is the hood. We were not expecting that from Milano Centrale because we thought Central, and I don't know, normally when I do solo travel, I do actually look more about like crime and stuff like that. However, I did not do that for this trip, and that's why I think I was very much in shock to see that like theft happen and to see it in such a intense way, and then to also see all of that chaos that's happening in front of Milano Centrale, like this really big bus and train station area. Incidents happen. It's about what, 7:40ish now, and yeah, we're trying to find the police. The police that we've seen back in Milano Centrale, they're busy, they're occupied. I was not watching that scene. It was making me nervous. And so we see some, people in military get, you know. And so we go up to the military guys and we're like, hey, we've just seen a theft, like how can we report that, because it was not okay. And then one of them was like, yeah, it's like down there in turn. And it's not just down there in turn, but anyway, we decided to, you know, use Google Maps for a bit. Google Maps played some games with us, sending us to different locations that was not the police station, or was used to be a police station, but it's no longer a police station. But yeah, we were having very much difficulty just trying to find a police station that was also opened. After I saw this guy downstairs, he was just like getting ready in a small restaurant, and I was just like, hi, listen, we need help. We've been trying to find a police station and we just can't seem to find one, and we're a bit confused now. And so he, you know, searched it up on his phone, and then, you know, I was able to take a picture of it. And so the way he spelt it as well was different to the way we'd been searching it up. Like, I think it was just like Italian grammatics, and the way we're thinking police station isn't how you like translate it properly as well. And so I think that also took up a bit of our time. And so yeah, trying to find the police station, still a bit confused with the maps and things like that. And then we saw another set of military guys, and they were also really nice, gave us directions, and they were just like, yeah, Milano Centrale is not safe. Like, it happens quite often. And I'm like, nobody told me this. I did not know that it was so like common. And they're like, yeah, theft happens a lot. And I was like, okay, are they so aggressive? Like, are they normally this aggressive? And they're like, it depends. And I'm just like, this is shocking. But yeah, then we finally found the police station after about 2 hours, a lot of walking. And around now time, what, it's coming close to 9:30-ish, coming close to 10, I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly. However, the problem is, now that we found the police station, it's getting a bit dark, and there's a queue outside of the police station. And when we asked the other lady that was there previously, she's like, oh yeah, she's been waiting for 3 hours. And then when we asked the police officer, you know, I was like, I'm not waiting. Like, yeah, the wait time is about 3, maybe come back at 1 a.m. There might be some, I'm like, come back at 1 a.m. Did you not just understand what happened? What I witnessed? I'm not trying to be out in these streets. I just want to write a report just to say what I saw. Like, I just need 5 minutes of your time. Just give me 5 minutes of your time. So yeah, it's getting close to like 10 o'clock. And so I'm with Diana and I'm just like, hey, let's just go to the ramen shop, eat quickly, and just get our ices back to our apartment and come back tomorrow morning and just get the report done. At that point, after looking for so long for the police station to finally find it, and then have this whole, maybe it's a 3-hour wait, they don't know, it's getting late, my anxiety was peaking, and I was like, I need to get to the apartment. So yeah, we go to the ramen shop, I eat, I have a bit of appetite, it's really nice. We get back to our apartment and we see like the Terran store is open, like, and I'm just like, wait, what is happening? That was closed when we left. And, you know, the day before we had arrived and we looked around, and so I don't know if I locked it properly, maybe I didn't lock it properly. However, I've come home to an apartment and a door that was closed is now open. I have lost my mind. I am bugging out. I go to my bathroom and I see like the toilet paper is like a bit messy, and I'm bugging out. And like my window was open, so I'm like, okay, it could have been the wind. And so with the terrace as well, it could have been the wind as well. So I'm trying to calm down. I'm looking through all my things. Okay, my laptop is still there. Like, what is going on? Did they tamper with my laptop? I have lost my mind at this point. I'm in an apartment with my best friends, just us 2 girls in Milan, and I've seen something that really affected me a couple hours before, and now I'm back in the apartment that I don't know, and I'm just like, I want to teleport back to London ASAP. I want to have superhuman powers because I'm uncomfortable, I don't feel safe, I want to go home. This place is scary. Yeah, that was me. Like, Wednesday night, I could barely sleep, and then a mosquito as well decided to come attack me. Oh my god, the mosquito bites as well, it wanted to come for me that day. So yeah, it's Thursday morning now, and we're gonna go back to the police station, even though we kind of knew that not much would happen, especially after speaking to the military guys about how common it was for like petty theft to happen. It just felt a bit like, oh, this isn't what I wanted. Like, you know, I wanted to see CCTV cameras and be like, yeah, it was that guy, you know, I saw him, like, I saw him. Can I not just like point him out? I will point, like, line the guys up, even though we knew not much might be done, especially since we're leaving the next day. Just at least let's write down what we'd seen and have that maybe go into some sort of records. You know, if you do speak out, even though sometimes it feels like, oh, nothing's gonna change, at the end of the day, if it's getting piled up that this is happening, sooner or later it cannot be covered up. Yeah, just do your best, even when it can be complicated. It can be a bit like frustrating not being able to just walk in and write a simple report. You just, I just want to write it down and go. Thursday morning as well, when we got to the police station from the day before, once again they were full, and this time they weren't even like, yeah, wait. They were like, nah, we're completely full, go away. Maybe come back in 4 hours. He wasn't even trying to have us wait. He's like, go to another one. And so this one, we went, and they're like, yeah, this is for the Italians. We've been sent here. We went to the place that spoke English, but they sent us here. They're like, okay, we'll find someone who speaks English. And they did, which was, you know, I do appreciate that. Shout out to them for finding an English speaker to chat with us. But, you know, we waited about an hour, which wasn't too bad. So it's a good thing we did end up going to the Italian one. When we were speaking to this police officer, he was like, yeah, it kind of happens. There's not much we can do. Like I said, we knew that's what was going to happen. It was just a bit disheartening still being there. But like I said, we got the report done. We have written it, and we said, we watched a crime happen and it was uncomfortable for us to watch, and the guy was very violent, and you know, he left a mark on the lady. And so that was Thursday morning and afternoon, and by the time we got back to the apartment to get ready for our friend's wedding, went to the ceremony a bit late. After the ceremony, it was now time to go to the reception. If I'm honest, I was not in the mood. I just wanted to go back to the apartment and just shut myself in. Because of that, I still was just not feeling like being out. And so when I saw my friend's brothers, I was just like, hey, how are we getting to reception? How are we getting to reception? How are we getting back? How are we getting back? Like, that was literally the first question I saw them, and I felt so bad. I was like, hey, how are you? How do we get home? How do we get there? Because that's what I was thinking about. But luckily, we were all going together and we were coming back together. And so I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. And I am really glad that was how it was. I do appreciate my friends like organizing that for their guests. And yeah, after the wedding though, I did not want to come home. It's like past 11:30 or something, and I'm like, hey, I still want to be chilling. My anxiety has like completely gone down. I feel really good. I'm super happy again. And even though we've got back quite late and we're trying to get back to our apartment still, it's only about like 20-25 minutes ish away, but the buses are not running quite frequently because it is really late at night time. And like literally the day before, when we're trying to get home after the incident, and it was like 11 o'clock, I was like shaking. Whereas it's like almost 12:30 a.m. going to 1 a.m. and I'm like really calm. I still am, you know, aware of where my surroundings, you know, but I'm not feeling like scared as I was the previous day. And so I woke up again on Friday and I'm like, yeah, it's hit me again. Like, I've got all these emotions. I've got the highs, the lows, the scared, the traumatized, the dream come true moments. It's just all happening at once. And so yeah, I am out and I'm gonna go explore Milan for another 3 hours and see it, but I really wasn't fully like present. I didn't want to have my camera out as much because I'm worried about theft and things like that, and that's not something I used to think about before. And yeah, and I'm just really like not really sure if I feel comfortable in the environment. I hope this made sense. Good luck to my editing self that has to clean up all this waffle. This trip was very bittersweet in terms of when it was high, it was fucking high. I was on cloud 9, like Lake Como and the wedding reception fest on the same day of Lake Como. That traumatizing incidents of just, I don't know, it was just the fact that I haven't had to consider like my safety in a while because I've just been so comfortable, especially being at home, being in London. I know how things are done, I know how to find a police station. Simple things that I didn't realize that was adding to my anxiety of like, I'm in a foreign country and I don't know how to do anything. I don't know if I'm safe here, and if something does happen to me, would I get help? And so that was what was like really bugging me out. It was very eventful, and oh gosh, should I even talk about coming back home? I'm so glad I made it home because BA was on strike, and I don't know if other airlines were on strike as well, but there was no staff at the airports, both in Milan and both when we arrived in London. In London was the worst though. We arrived not too late, a bit later than expected. However, we then had to be on the plane and just be on the plane for a whole hour waiting for there to be space at the gate, and then it was waiting for someone to like take our baggage and, you know, bring the staircases because they were short on staff. And what a trip. Yeah, Italy 2022 was eventful, to say the least. I've been saying my life was boring. It's my own fault. Like, I've been saying I needed excitement, and I got the most excitement that 4 days. Yeah, and I think I'm ready to go back to my routine. And now when things are a bit boring, I just think about Italy and say, oh, okay. Yeah. Let's not ask for too much excitement. Just a tiny bit of excitement in my life, but not too much. Let's not go crazy with the excitement. Thank you guys for listening to my story. Once again, about travel safety. If you do see something, try to help out if you are comfortable with helping out. I do think it really is important, especially if you do see it to someone vulnerable. Yeah, so let's just all look out for each other abroad, in London, wherever. Just look out for people when something does happen. You know, you help that person that's going through it, because they're probably really, like, you know, scared and anxious and really confused, and they probably will be thinking that they did something to deserve it, but nah. People in the world are just crazy. People are just mad. So no one ever deserves to be like assaulted and stolen from. No one ever deserves anything bad to happen to them, except those mofos who done the crime. They deserve somewhat. Unfortunately, I hate saying this, but like, do your best to be aware of where you are. And sometimes, even with me, I know I can't be having my camera out just anywhere now. Like, I need to know where I am, if it's in a safe place, and I need to know like how to get help at different points. Just make that something that you search up before you go, like, what is the procedure? But yeah, I don't want people to live in fear. Even myself, I'm trying not to be too like tied up in the fear of, oh my god, that was so scary, I'm never going anywhere else again. I'm just trying to do my best, being okay, I will always prepare in advance, know what this area is, know safety points. The more you prep, the better you can feel if anything happens that you're not expecting. Italy 2022 is officially over. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment and subscribe. Ring in the notification bell so you know when I post, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.